center off of Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored!
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. But a downfield, they won't get it! Wow! Edwards pulls up and buries a flag! Shot for Darby!
Yes, welcome into Thirsty Thursday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as, you know it, the Twitter. 100%. And yes, it is a Territorial Cup rematch tonight down in Tucson as, yes, ASU has to go play that team down south again, but that was highlights of the last match that the Devils won in 4. You saw the end of the third set there where the Devils won it 31-29. 31-29 in the third, and then took the match in the fourth and got those Territorial Cup points. And they won in 4. Pardon me. Yes, they won in 4, as you guys know. So that is absolutely awesome. But yes, at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter show, live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Caratanudo.5. Yes, you guys know it. See the show live there. Hit me up there. Any questions, thoughts, obviously on X as well, too. And yes, you know it, Pitchfork Lunchers. I know I tell you every day, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can watch it live on YouTube every day. See my name, Michael Caratanudo. But you go to YouTube, you can search it. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Because again, any sound you miss, any interviews you miss, guess what? Go back and watch them. And for those that can't watch, for those of you watching, I know I tell you every day, but got to remind you that you can now listen to Pitchfork Lunch live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 on the best internet radio station out there, the Casual Sports Radio Network. You go to www.ksrnaz.com and page will come up. Just click listen live. So for your friends that are at work, can't leave the desk, aren't headed to lunch, and want to come around Sun Devil Nation, get the 411 and all that good stuff, listen at ksrnaz.com. So the homepage comes up. You just go to listen live, and boom, you can minimize the screen. So if your a boss is standing there, you can minimize the screen, but you can still listen and get all caught up. If you're headed to lunch, you can listen. Of course, I want you to watch, but please don't watch and drive. And then, you'll be able to listen to it. So, and look, the Factor part of the Casual Sports Radio Network, absolutely awesome. Again, comprehensive coverage of the Cardinals, the Suns, overtime victory last night, Clippers opening up their new arena, and the Suns, force overtime and spoil it. Absolutely awesome. But comprehensive coverage of the Suns, the Cardinals, coming off their big Monday night win over the Chargers as well. But Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Mercury, and now more Sun Devil content on KSRN. So again, go to www.ksrnaz.com and just click listen live, and you are there. And again, you get articles, recaps of games, but from all of those teams. So again, Casual E hooking it up. So stoked for that. But volleyball Territorial Cup matchup tonight. It's a rematch. Like I just said, they won in 4 here in Tempe. Absolutely phenomenal. big matchup though. Obviously, we talked about the early rankings are out. Top 16. The top 16 will host, and ASU outside of it. Although TCU and Utah still ahead. And yes, certain opponents may have not done certain things, but as they imagine, but they just keep winning. And if you just keep winning, like Coach Van Neal said, like when we heard from Argentina doing Mary Schroll, like they were saying, everything, you keep playing and you keep winning, everything else will just take care of itself. You keep winning, it takes care of itself. Sorry, looking at some stats there, getting excited. But and we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, we shall get to that in a little bit. But yes, I mean that. Look, you keep winning; it does take care of itself. It's just frustrating that with how good they look, and again, being number 13 in the country, which no surprise, right? We're not surprised at that whatsoever at all. But yeah, they are number 13 in the country, and yeah, because the rankings are out. They stayed at 13. Which again, not bad. They got Kansas coming up, who is ranked ahead of them, but tonight is the most important game. Oh, there we go. Yeah, ASU at number 13 at 18-2. Kansas, like I said, they're 16-1. They are number 9. They were actually 8 last week, so they swapped with Wisconsin, who is 13-4. But yeah, the top 5 stayed the same. Pitt got 50 first place votes, but they're number 1, 17-1. Nebraska got 10. They're 18-1. Penn State got 1 first place vote. They're also 18-1. And then at number 4 is Louisville at 16-2, and then Stanford at 14-3 is number 5. So, but yeah, Big 12 wise, like I said, Kansas is 9. ASU is 13. TCU is 18. Utah is 21. BYU is tied for 21st as well. They get so BYU you can say is 22. Baylor's 23. So yeah, I mean, and the only loss they have to is team they lost to, and that is Baylor. So yeah, 16. Sorry, TCU is also at 19. So it's just very interesting, very very interesting to say the least on that. But look, you still got to play the games, play everything. So to that point, to that point again, it's not just coach and player speak. And like coach says, you're not looking at it at all. But I mean, yes, I know it's out there and it exists, but uh um when we look at when we look at when we look at the body of work and again what they've done, and yeah, I mean, some teams might, they played out of conference, but again, what you do as a team, how you play, how you dominate, but it'll take care of all that. So soccer, hello, Sun Devil women's soccer getting ready for their Territorial Cup matchup tomorrow night, where they will host Arizona. And look to get their 9th win. Yes, they've already qualified for postseason play. So that part is absolutely awesome that they've qualified for postseason play. Love it, Coach Winkworth. And a challenging schedule. I mean, in the similar like they had in the Pac-12, but in the Big 12, I mean, there were some tough stretches. Some obviously overall though consistent and yeah, I mean, getting that 2-0 shutout at K-State last week, and then again falling 2-1 to Kansas on Sunday, but on Sunday, but again, when you look at how they play, it's not like they can't match up against anyone, especially, I mean, defensively. They have had different spurts, throughout the midfield, mixing it up. But I mean, it's a team that if they can, and you can say, oh well, Michael. I mean, you can say this about all soccer teams. The more they get to the final third, the less chances they're going to be held out of scoring and finishing because they're going to have less of a chance, a huge chance, I should say, of scoring and putting it away with what they have up front and players even in the midfield that have been able to score. So, I mean, you have an Asia Cologne outside, you have a Cam Valadares on the outside who, again, they're just their speed, their handling, the way they can work themselves open. So, but it's being consistent in, and not that teams are going to make it easy, to overstate the obvious, getting in that final third. So, but yeah, that matchup tomorrow night. Tonight, by the way, I forgot to tell you that as a 19-2 Sun Devils, I mean, it's a team that won. Well, they're on pace to win. They could be on pace to win more because they were, even with the postseason, they finished with 26 wins. Yeah, but tonight's game, by the way, in Tucson, taking on that team down south, is at 6 p.m. It's on ESPN Plus. So again, if you're down there, decorate that arena with maroon and gold as the team down south this year, they're they're 13-5, by the way, and they're 2-5 in conference, as opposed to the Devils. 19-2, like I said, and 7-1. Conference play. Again, they dropped their first 2 against Baylor and TCU, and then they beat BYU in 5, lost to Houston in 3, obviously fell to the Sun Devils in 4, lost to Colorado in 5, and now they beat Houston in 4. And they beat Houston in 4, and then obviously have the Devils coming up tonight. So, a little bit a tougher sliding for that team down south in the Big 12. But, and again, obviously, I'm not trying to make excuses for them. You all know that, but good teams. And I mean, the Devils too, 9-0 at home, 6-0 on neutral sites, 4-2 away. They have the loss to Nebraska at the Nebraska Classic when they were number 5 at the time, and then the loss of number to Baylor, who's 19. So, that's pretty dominant. So, but like I said, soccer, that is tomorrow night. Football, we know, is on a bye. And this Sunday at 4 p.m. And guys, I know I talked about it a little bit earlier, and then we obviously had Coach Hurley on talking to him. But the Brotherhood Run charity exhibition game in Durham, Coach Hurley's playing stomping grounds, where obviously became one of the best college players to ever lace him up, Bobby Hurley. In Durham, they will take on Duke, Cameron Indoor Stadium. It'll be on the ACC network and ESPN 620 AM as well. So that is Sunday. And then the following Tuesday, November 5th, they have their home opener as they take on Idaho State. But I mean, just absolutely awesome. And I mean, like I said, mentioned it when they first scheduled it, how awesome it would be. And then Coach Hurley getting making this come to fruition. But it's an exhibition game. So of course you still want to win, but you can mix and match, see somehow some lineups do together for spurts and situations. So that to me is very cool. And the fact that it's going to be televised, not one of those, G14 classified double secret closed door scrimmages, which only coaches, players, and team staff are there. So look, it'll be absolutely awesome, and it is this Sunday. So looking to have some highlights from that on Monday. But again, we'll talk about it tomorrow as well too, a little bit today. But the Brotherhood, like I said, run charity exhibition game. Again, absolutely awesome. They can make this happen. And you think, well, ASU and Duke, but obviously Coach Hurley with that, huge tie-in, and it'll be great to see him back there at Cameron Indoor. I know obviously he's sort of coach, but I'm sure afterwards we'll be able to appreciate it. And the banners are hanging, and the banners are hanging from his accomplishments there, those Duke teams. So absolutely awesome for the Devils, even more exposure. And, we'll see how they do in for athletes, again, quote unquote, exhibition game, right, guys? Exhibition. So this is just awesome. I mean, again, we first talked about it when it broke, and we were talking about it, and actually were out at ASU practice, Coach Hurley. I mean, just sounding, making it come together. So that, I mean, look, from a historical standpoint and obviously the history, of college sports and how it's, always written throughout, year by year, decade by decade. So that's just, again, that is awesome. Great opportunity for ASU, but obviously stoked for, a fellow Jersey guy too, and Bobby Hurley, as able to go back to Duke for this exhibition game. So that, to me, absolutely awesome, and couldn't be more stoked. Also, golf wise, by the way, because they are on the men's golf side. I know I recapped it late last week, but yeah, they played in the Shaley Players Championship. September 7th and 8th was their first competition for Coach Thurman and the squad. And Sam Amish, Washington, the Shaley Country Club, they were first. After the first round on Saturday, the 7th, and then 8th, they shot 10 under because they played 2 rounds actually on Friday. So they were 10 under after 2, and then they won it at 7 under, so they were 3 over in the second round. But that time of year up in that part of the country, weather can get tricky, and even for golfers, it does make it a little interesting. So, and then Friday, September 20th, they were the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. They were at the Fighting Illini Invitational. Obviously, I know you guys know that, but Illinois at the Olympia Field in Olympia Fields, Illinois, the Olympia Fields Country Club. They shot a 7 under, 273 in round 1. And then the second day, it looks like play was postponed, and then they shot a 1 under, 279 in the first 18 on the 22nd. And then an even, wait. They were 7 under in the first round, and then because they shot a 273, and then they shot 279, 280. So they shot an 829, 11 under as a team, and they took second place in that. And then that was, and then the next weekend, I shouldn't say weekend, the last part of September, October, September 30th, they were at the Ben Hogan Collegiate in Fort Worth, Texas, at the Colonial Country Club. And then on that Monday, they shot they were tied for 5th, and they shot an 8 over, 570. And then on October 1st, they finished 5th. They were 11 under. I'm guessing it. That was one that I did not jot that one in my notes as to recap. But nonetheless, so they finished 5th there, and then October 7th, 8th, and 9th, they have match play in Hockley, Texas. The club's at Houston Oaks. They won 4-1 over Cincinnati on Monday the 7th. On Tuesday the 8th, they lost 3-2 to Baylor. And then they had a tie with Iowa State. It was 2-2-1 versus Iowa State. And then on October 9th, they won 3-2 over Kansas. So that's awesome. And then last Sunday and Monday, well, this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, they are in Wilmington, North Carolina at the Eagle Point Golf Club. And on Sunday, they shot at 285, and they were 3 under in first. And then on Monday, they shot a 284. So, well, it's just 285, 284. Oh, yeah, no, they shot at 284 because the first round, yeah. They shot 284, so they were 7 under for the tournament. And then nothing reported from Tuesday. That's odd. But nonetheless, that they're playing phenomenal. Long story short, too late. I know they are playing phenomenal on that side. And then quickly for women's golf, I know I mentioned that we've talked about, had Coach Missy Farcam, but the Annika tournament, they finished 4th overall in 3-day tournament. The Mason Rudolph Championship in Franklin, Texas, they tied for 5th at 20 under. The Windy City Collegiate, they finished first, 11 over. They were 3 over after the first day. And then they were 3 over the first day. Actually, they were 8 over, and then they were 5 under. So, yeah, because they played 2 rounds on the first day. And so they were 3 over after day 1. Sorry. They were 3 over after day 1, and then finished 8 over, but still won it at 11 over. Again, tough conditions, but nonetheless, everybody's got to play in them. And yeah, they knocked it out of the park. And the Stanford Collegiate, they finished 5th. And then now Monday, there'll be a teeing off at the Kailua Kona, Hawaii, at the Nanea tournament, which they played in last year. Which they did play in last year. So that they did play in last year and did very well, but that is a hell of a tournament, and they are just absolutely rocking it. So yeah, I'm looking forward, because after that, yeah, they're off. So I'm looking forward to talking to Coach K again, just about what they were able to do. And again, challenging her team, playing in some, obviously. And again, it's not always going to be, I mean, yeah, the wind does pick up here. You golfers do know that. So nonetheless, yeah, nonetheless, it's one of those things that everybody has to play with the elements. And again, yeah, if it's, obviously pouring down rain or snow, you're not playing in it. We get that, but the wind and it does make it fun. It makes people that aren't good golfers like yours truly, when you see really good players hit shots, it's like, oh, I would have hit the same shot. I don't feel so bad. But when the conditions are obviously, very, very clear to somewhat challenging, they're just crushing it. So, but we're going to take a break. When we get back, going to get more into this volleyball match. Again, like I said, I have some insane stats about what the volleyball team's doing. Also, a little football, too. As, again, on their bye and getting ready for Oklahoma State on the road next week. But on their bye. But, yeah, we'll jump into volleyball. Some insane stats for both football and volleyball as we go around Sun Devil Nation here on Pitchfork Lunch. More coming up on the other side.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a racing heart.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project?
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
And we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carrasino at Diablo00 on X. Show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can see you can also see it on my IG, michael.carrasino.5. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because any interviews, all the sound you miss, everything you miss, you can go back there and check it out on YouTube. But it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Also, as you guys know, I've been talking about it, but we are now broadcasting on the best internet radio station available, the Casual Sports Radio Network. You can go to www.ksrnaz.com, click listen live, page opens up, go to listen live, and bam, Monday through Friday, there is Pitchfork Lunch, more Sun Devil content. Again, that should be out there because, football doing their thing, 5-2, volleyball 19-2, going down to that city down south tonight to take on that team, looking for the season sweep, Territorial Cup points, but I'm not fired up at all. Not at all. Volleyball wise, like I said, this is insane. And look, I know coming in the show, we saw it, but here's some of the, like the way this team serves, and I mean, just the way they are able to, I mean, the defense they play, serve, again, overall team effort, everything, right? But yeah, this is just some of the, and that's Archie's better and phenomenal than every all-rounded player. There and EFA and fans coming out for the team, and why wouldn't you? It's over. The Angeli series is again, looks so fun. I mean, last year got another that you put up, and was it each friendly and understandably enough. Back and forth, and absolutely love it. That, I mean, that's just a taste of the defense. I mean, that point wasn't even the longest point that they played. And when you see this one, and those listening to KSRN, it's very shocking because, I mean, this is the first networks, one set of pieces, kind of 29 here, and then Miller, she had a big match that night against that team from down south, and here comes Jillian Neal, and again, serving specialist. And again, she's been on the court a lot more, but I mean, last year came in and serving. The crowd. I mean, again, that's why bonus law. I mean, if you're a coach, yes, you want your team to win. If you're a player, again, that's one thing at this level. That's affected, crazy like that, and it's you just keep playing, but you get that the momentum. And I remember even talking to them after the game played here on the show that I know it's short-term memory, but when sets go extra, and not just the fifth set, obviously fifth set's up to 15, still got to win by 2. When you go extra and you play the effort that they have, it's awesome. I mean, it is absolutely absolutely awesome for what they what would you want to accomplish, but just the energy and the momentum it takes, absolutely phenomenal. So forks up to volleyball again for what they're doing. Oh, and I see, I didn't forget. I know I told you. This is like insane because look at the volleyball kills. They have 996, so almost 1,000 on the year, right? But 996. Their opponents have 747. Okay. They have 284 errors. Their opponents have 367. Okay. Assist wise, 924 to 703. Aces, 122. 122 to their opponents against them all have totaled 59. So they have more than doubled, as you can see, the aces that they have, that their opponents have. Diggs, 1,146 to their opponents, 993. So, I mean, it's that team, when you look at individual again, and Jelly Sear has 256 kills, 256. Shania Cromartie, 177. Claire Jeter, 167. Bailey Miller has 131. Savannah Cohetti has 125. Oh, and by the way, Argentina Ung has 82. 82. And then, like I said, the 122 aces. That is 4 sets of points won on aces alone. Think about that. That's one match. That's one full match and another set of points. And you're 3 away from having it be a full match and 5 sets. Like, that's insane. That pushing the envelope, like they talk about Servey. You've heard Coach say it quite a few times. Like, it's insane. At this level. And then they beat they play Grand Canyon Monday night. We heard from obviously Coach after that, but talked about it here. Like, that is just insane. Oh, and like I said, Jelly Sear has 256 kills, right? So last season, again, Marta Levinska had 1 million kills, right? No, it seemed like that, but again, you can't. Marta Levinska had 571 kills. Jelly Sear had 328. So you look at that and you're like, oh, and Claire Jeter had 195. Roberta Habello, who, has come in and, Shania Cromartie has gotten that now. Roberta Habello had 247 kills last year. So, like, again, this is the depth and the development of this team, and it's crazy. But yeah, for Jelly Sear, like I said, 328 last year. And again, Marta Levinska had 571. Whew. So, and for Jelly Sear, 328 last year, 256. So she's headed that. I don't know. She's averaging, so basically, just under what? So let's say 12 kills a match, right? 12 kills a match, and they have, including tonight, One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. They have 10. They have 10 matches left, so that would be another 120. So that'd be 376 on the year. But yeah, to get to that To get to the 571 mark again, which has nothing to do with her phenomenal game, but yeah, I mean that's you look at that, and then like I said, the aces. Jillian Neal now took the lead by 1. She has 22 aces. Mary Schroll has 21. Jelly Sear. Oh yeah, I have these kills, and oh by the way, I have 20 aces on the season. Bryn Covell has 19 aces on the season, as does Argentina Ung. So both setters again. Oh, you can see why it's maddening to me that they're only 13, but that it speaks of the talent. And again, I'm not going to sit there and rip the other team, but yeah, the early season seedings, absolute joke to me. So, and then when we look at defensively, I mean the digs, obviously Mary Schroll 353 digs, and then Jelly Sear, oh yeah, she's second in that with 190. Shania Cromartie has 139, and then Bryn Covell has 137. I mean, Claire Jeter's thrown in 54. Jillian Neal has 34. Savannah Coetti has 25. Bailey Miller with 14. Roberto Habello with 10. Like, it's just, but again, I mean, Savannah Coetti has 65 blocks on the season by far, or 60 as well, but leads the team. Claire Jeter has 47. Bailey Miller has, Argentina Ung actually has 35 blocks. Like, oh my goodness. And Argentina Ung has 693 assists. So she has 693 assists, 82 kills, 19 aces. 19 aces, 175 digs, and 35 blocks. Yeah. I don't know what else you'd have to do to put your hat in for National Player of the Year to be that well-rounded. I mean, well-rounded. The ball's well-rounded. Me speaking right now is not Pitchfork Munchers. But yeah, just again, tonight, 6 p.m., ESPN Plus. If you are, for some reason, having to torture yourself to go to that city down south, hey, decorate the arena maroon and gold. And absolutely enjoy it because it's, like I said, it's a big match. And yeah, of course they're going to want revenge. They lost in 4, but like this team is not out of a match. Like just not, they're never out of a match. And that to me is huge, the way they play. But I will say this also, remember, hey, football, yes, coming off, it's tough because coming off a 24-14 loss to Cincinnati, they are on a bye. Yeah, they are on a bye. And they are up at Oklahoma State next. So 5-2 overall. 2-2 in conference play. But But yeah, remember this run? Again, the locomotive for those listening on KSRN.
So first and goal, Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield.
It's first and goal from the one. He's at like the 7-yard line. Lowers his shoulder and totally trucks.
That is a valley run. That is a valley finish from Cam Scadaboo. My goodness.
Scadaboo is a hoss. You hear me? He is a hoss. He had two guys in the backfield. Oh, we have an injury.
Look at the replay here too.
Let's see the end of this play again.
Yeah,
Look
see it here.
Two guys on the edge that are there.
The blocking at the end. Look at that. Lowers
tries to come in with the shoulder. It's not to the
for a
side.
ride and goes across the goal line. Like, again, for those listening, it's
Such a physicality. Let's see the end of this play again. Let's get two guys on.
yeah. I mean, there's two guys got in the backfield and he's able to shed them and then lowers his shoulder. You heard, and I was talking, and yesterday when I talked to Coach Cooper, I was talking about how I said, "Hey, I didn't ask." He goes, "If you could have seen the defense's reaction, how fired up we were." I go, "Yeah, because everybody thinks, defense, you get to just lay out the punishment, and running backs are it's one of the offensive line, obviously, but running back, one of the few positions where you can really dish it out. And I mean, throughout the years we've seen, I'm not calling Scadaboo's hit there, Derrick Henry stiff arm. I'm just saying we've seen Derrick Henry stiff arms throughout the years, all that insanity. So yeah, had to put that back up there because again, pitchfork lunchers, forks up to that. The locomotive known as Cam Scadaboo, the Sun Devil Express locomotive known as Cam Scadaboo, doing it. And I mean, you look at his real quickly before we get out of here. I said I had some stat wise for this young man. Points per game, ASU 29.57, their opponents 23.14. Not bad. Rushing, rushing first downs, they have 82. Passing first downs, they have 60. By penalty, 14. But 156 first downs to their opponents, 139. Yards gained, 1,626. They've lost 168. 300 attempts. They're averaging 4.9 per attempt. 208 yards rushing per game. Yeah, I know. But college football is all about passing. And you're 5-2. But individually, that's what I want to get at real quick. You look at Cam Scadaboo has 150 attempts for 862. He's lost 14 yards, but 150 attempts. So has gained 848 yards, averaging 5.7 per carry. And now double-digit touchdowns again, 10 rushing touchdowns with 5 games left. So again, this man, 15 at the low end, you would think, right? With how they do it. But, it's Sam Levitt has 24 carries for 116 yards. He's averaging 4.8 per carry, 1 rushing touchdown. But with what Scadaboo's done, I mean, it's crazy. Receiving wise, Jordan Tyson has 31 catches for 477 yards, 4 touchdowns. Xavier Guillory has 12 catches for 169 yards. And again, hoping to get him back. Coach talked about that. Didn't play, as we know, against Cincinnati, was dressed out. But, a hamstring injury is kind of a coach's decision. But he was dressed out. So I guess if technically he had to go, he would have. But just the type of player he is. And then Kyson Brown, Shimon Mateer, he's got 14 catches on the season for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns as well. So, but and then defensively, Miles Rouser leads the team with 59 tackles. And man, that young man, not scared to mix it up. Ghost Rouser. Not scared to mix it up, but just overall the way they're playing. Again, I got to get out of here, but yeah. So 6 p.m. tonight, volleyball. Tomorrow, should be having Chris Cartman on, the publisher of Sun Devil Source for 24/7 Sports, and also maybe another surprise guest, but that is the tease for tomorrow. So everybody have a phenomenal rest of your day. Those listening on KSRN, you know it. Hashtag our state, as always, forks up. And yes, those of you here at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, my IG, Michael.Caratuno.5, the YouTube, at M as in Michael, V as in Victory. We're going to go C as in Champ, because I keep saying the word that is part of that school down south. So M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005 on YouTube. Subscribe, and www.ksrnaz.com, the Casual Sports Radio Network. You can listen live every day, Monday through Friday. So yes, hashtag our state. I'm going to get out of here. You all have a phenomenal rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Again, Chris Cartman coming up, and a mystery football surprise guest is lurking out there. So as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blaine Baker, Farmer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a way. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. But a downfield, they won't get him. Wow!
Edwards pulls up and buries a flag.
Shot for goal!